Hey everybody, welcome back to CattaBlah Games.
Hello.
So, just a recap, because I know we've been kind of talking over a lot of the plot that's been happening. We, Judith, that backstabbing hoebag, took off with Eli, and we teleported back into the city where we started the game, into that scientist lab. And now Barney's been gathering rebels and everybody's staging a revolt. So we're trying to work our way back into the city to help Barn Dog. Okay. And now that that's over, we're going to totally ignore the plot again and talk about disciplining children.
We're continuing that conversation, huh?
Well, I mean, I got a couple things to say about it.
Sure.
And I feel like I only want to talk about, like, the outliers. Where there's really... See, look at how helpful he is. Look at this. How?
Wow.
Done. They are 110% dead. Because, like, my mom was a babysitter.
Yeah.
So she was a caretaker a whole life. That's what she did as a job. Because so then she was able to... Look at this guy. He's a fucking beast.
That's cool.
Is he? Are you killing those guys over there too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. See, dog is the best. So yeah, my mom was a caretaker, so she could stay at home with the kids while also making money. So I've been around and seen a lot of kids and how they respond to basically anything based on how they were raised, and like you know how parents raised them.
Yeah.
And there's some kids that are they're just bad eggs. They don't respond to anything. I think you see, yep. Doggo, look at this, look at that!
Holy crap.
He's taking down an airship now. I want one of those. I want him.
Badass.
Yeah. And there's nothing. There's no way to get through to them. In that case, a timeout doesn't do anything because they already don't care about anything, and that's not a consequence to them. Spanking is... in those cases, is really the only thing that does anything, and it's also still not a permanent solution to correct behavior.
No, and the only...
And I don't know, it's unfortunate because I don't know if there's really a right answer. A lot of it is how you were raised, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you know how you were raised, and you tend to parent the same way.
Yeah.
Because that's all you know, right?
So part of the reason why I changed my view on things is, so my fiance, her and her brother were never ever disciplined physically. Mm-hmm. But they are both absolutely terrified of their mother. Uh-huh. From a young age, and that's the thing. These kids that are, you know, hellions from age 4 on. Well, the parents probably didn't do a very good job even when these kids were 1. When
Very
they were
well,
2.
may not, yeah.
So, even when they're 1, or even when they're 2, the terrible 2s, it's very easy to find something that a child likes. And that's the thing that you gotta do. You find something that a child loves and you fucking destroy it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, not destroy it, but, oh, it's your favorite toy? Well, it's gone.
Yep, it's in the fire. I destroyed it.
But, and that's where I would say that those parents screwed up. Yeah, there is bad kids where they're just born like that.
Yeah.
But the low birth rate of actual psychopaths and where those tendencies are in kids are so low that I tend to believe that parents just, you know, sure they didn't spank their kids, but there's so many outlying factors. They probably didn't discipline them at all, right?
And I also feel like just certain kids are born with a certain personality where certain discipline works better for them.
And you gotta find what works. I'll never hit my kids, but if sitting against a wall doesn't work, then I find something else. Okay, that didn't work, so now what's my next avenue? Maybe that's, you know what? I know, you know, maybe my 4-year-old daughter or son has a really good friend and is excited to go to their birthday party. Yeah. Guess what? You don't get to go now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Yeah, timeouts might not work, but it's a little bit of investigation as a parent to figure out, and it's terrible to say, but part of disciplining is when they are being bad, you got to make their lives fucking terrible. Make them scared, but not in a physical way. Like, if I do this, my life is going to suck for the next week, so I better not do this. And it's trial and error. It really is. And I feel like some parents just went, oh, time out, and then it doesn't work, and they don't try a different avenue, right? Like I said, I've read a lot of books on it recently because I did get really interested in it the last couple of years, ever since I started volunteering and seeing this firsthand. Yeah. The parents were really good parents, but they spanked their child, so if the kid got in trouble at the place, they were physically terrified of physical harm from their parents, and it was at that point where I went, maybe that's not right, and I changed my personal view of it. Whoa, those mines?
Yep.
Cool. But like I said, it's my personal opinion.
Don't waste the hoppers, Dr. Freeman. We can use them against the combine.
Does this look like I'm wasting them, you son of a bitch?
You can get those hoppers up without setting them off. You can plant them wherever you want them.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow all you people up.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat
hey,
shit.
can you hold this bomb for a second? You guys so scared of him. Look at that. Done. No more head crabs. Got one! Yeah, so you guys can be idiots and set these bombs off. Get down here, you idiots.
Do they die?
Whoa! That was close. Yeah, they can absolutely die.
Oh, good.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know, like, parenting is such a, actually like a taboo subject.
It is.
Because everybody has their own opinions, and like, I've seen parents hate each other just based on how they look after their kids, and my god, if you try and tell a parent how to raise their child...
Oh, they lose their shit.
Oh, man.
Because they can never come to the understanding that... So in the entire history of people, you think you're doing it 100% right. Like, you are the first person to get it right and don't need any advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's... Because nobody gets it right 100%. Everybody kind of fucks up their kids a little bit.
Exactly.
Like, if you can't take advice to better yourself as a parent, like, that's a fucking problem. I know people in my life that are terrible fucking parents.
Absolutely.
But I would never tell them that because, oh my god, it'd be a fucking apocalypse.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, it almost comes down to nobody likes being told that they're wrong, first of all. And second of all, people are just like, they have extra strong opinions when it comes to raising kids. Like, there's some people who are appalled by, you spank your children, oh my god, you know, kind of thing. And then there's some people who are like the complete opposite, like, you don't spank your children, oh, well, no wonder my kid's better than yours, and blah, 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 blah.
But it goes back to, you know, it goes back to the episode that we were talking on about religion, where we said nobody can talk about things civilly anymore.
No.
Everybody gets super defensive. It's my way or the highway mentality. Yeah. And, you know, civil discussions just don't happen anymore. It's as simple as, so for example, Canada made history this week. And the Senate has officially passed a marijuana will be legal by September. And people are losing their fucking minds. And when you say, go look at the medical benefits of it, well, that's all horseshit. You know, that's the answer that you get. So you oppose anyone's views and they get unruly, they get, like I said, super defensive, and it gets to the point where everybody's walking on eggshells. And it's awful.
Well, and some people are the complete opposite, who are just, people are trying to just stomp on the eggshells. Yeah. Like, I mean, sometimes it's hard to believe what people believe and how strongly they believe in said thing. Like, sometimes you just think, it's like, there's no way that somebody actually believes this. But sure as shit, there's always somebody that believes in that. And, I don't know. It's crazy to think, because I mean I don't even know a good way to put it.
I have this method that I use where it never happened. Like you and I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking to somebody and they instantly get defensive and are rebuttaling it, essentially with untrue facts, like right off the bat, I don't even respond because my conversation is done with that person. If a person is getting defensive and getting angry at your opinion, you're absolutely not going to change their mind. So your conversation with them is done.
Yeah. No, that's true. Like you can't have a conversation. As soon as somebody gets mad in a conversation, you're not going to get anywhere.
No, exactly.
Simple as that.
And everybody has their own opinions, and I'm willing to hear people's opinions. You know, provide me with source material to read, and I will read it. And just like with the whole spanking thing, I changed my view based on that. But yeah, that's a good base point for people to follow. So, for example, most extreme example I can think of is flat earthers.
Yeah.
You're talking to a flat earther, and they say, well, provide me proof that the earth is round. My conversation is done with that person.
Yeah.
Because there's so much information and truth out there that if they're not believing it, I will not change this person's mind. So I'm done.
Well, I mean, to begin with, like, a big part of the premise is, you know, you can't believe, if you're a flat earth, you can't believe that gravity exists.
It's always moving upwards.
Because if you believe gravity exists, then already you're not a flat earther.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't have a flat earth and gravity without some kind of, I mean, not proven thing.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my way. So,
and that's why a big part of these conversations happen, is because you're arguing with a brick wall. Like so for example, if you're arguing with you know, a Trump supporter with all the stuff that's been happening recently, and if you say one thing and they come back at you with, well, that's just not true, and even though you're showing them, here's all the statistics, here's everything, here's all the interviews, here's all the stuff that's been done by other countries, here's UN writings, and they still say fake news, you're done. Don't argue with them because it's not going to go anywhere.
Exactly.
Just back away, and you do not waste your energy on people who are ignorant. And they might not even be ignorant. You might be two opposing religions, and you both have your opinions, you both have your faith, but you're not going to turn the other one, so just back away, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's not just a clear-cut, one answer's right and one answer's wrong. A lot of times it's not. And how could you ever hope to, like, oh, yeah, I disintegrated him.
Oh, we turned into a little ghost.
Yep.
That was cute.
Wasn't it? Like, how could you ever hope to have a decent conversation with anybody? I forget. I totally forget what I was even saying. What was I saying? What were we talking about?
There's not always one clear, defined answer. What the fuck?
So I had a lot of health. I mean, that barrel blew up in my hands for sure.
Oh.
But I had a lot of health there. Anyways, yeah, it's like, how can you expect there to always be a right answer and a wrong answer?
Yeah.
Because life is not that simple. I'm afraid not. Like, especially when you deal with things like religion.
Yeah.
Because when you have huge amounts of people that all believe in different things.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. That all believe in different things, and they all believe very strongly about it. It's really hard to tell one person, no, you're wrong, even though a lot of people try to.
Yeah.
Like, how can you say that, no, you're wrong and I'm right, when everybody's kind of got the same amount of proof?
Yeah, exactly. I know, I mean, not even just on the channel, but just over the years, you and I have talked about everything under the sun.
Shit.
Essentially. And I know that we have very strong opposing opinions on things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know during conversations, you know, I've learned something from talking to you, you've learned something from talking to me, and that's and that's essentially what it should be. You might not change your opinion fully, but now it's like, okay, well, this is still my opinion, but maybe my view on it has changed just a little bit. Like I was looking at, I was tunnel visioning on this one thing. Now my scope is a little bit broader, and I have the same beliefs, but at the same time, it's different a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's never a bad, it's never a bad thing to have more knowledge than when you started. And I mean, that's a lot of like what these discussions are. Is just, you bring two different viewpoints on it, so sometimes you can think of stuff that other people haven't thought of. So you can bring a whole nother side to things that somebody just hasn't thought of before. So now they're like, okay, that's a good point. Maybe you didn't change my mind about it, but I now have more information on the subject.
Yeah, so now that's on my brain, where that was my viewpoint beforehand, but if you present a fact to me, I'm going to take that into consideration. And a lot of people don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of hope that's what, when people watch our show, that's what they get out of it too. Is they are able to get more information on the subject by listening to our viewpoints on some things. Jesus, my right finger is so twitchy. And that they're able to, I'm not saying we're changing people's, oh, fuck you, watch yourself. I'm not saying that we're always going to change people's minds, but if they see other viewpoints on it now and maybe change their mind, maybe just have a different view on things, just have more knowledge, period, then great.
Yeah.
That's the best that anybody, it's the best anybody can really hope to do. You can't go into every conversation thinking that you're going to be able to change people's minds.
No.
Because it's just not going to happen.
And my biggest thing is where, yeah, we want to, like, I'm not saying that everything we talk about, we're correct on it. Because we also have our own influences to influence our own opinions and what we believe to be true.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not saying that we're correct all the time. But, here's what we know. Maybe you don't know that, or even if you don't disagree with us, or even if you disagree with us, it's for a very important reason, maybe something that you don't know, that we don't know, show it in the comments.
Yeah, that's another exactly. Like, maybe you guys know something that we don't. Like, absolutely, tell us about it. Because, I mean, yeah, obviously we said we are definitely not just a wealth of knowledge. Like, yeah, sure, we have some knowledge, but there's always room to learn stuff about any subject, really. Like, I mean, yeah, we had a huge in-depth discussion about religion coming, I've got a strong Catholic background, but I'm sure there's still plenty of stuff about the religion that maybe I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think it's not always cut and dry.
I think the other part that I really like about our channel specifically is that we do have opposing views on a lot of things, but it's showing people how you can have a rational discussion with somebody.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's really hard to do that on the internet because
yeah.
It's like talking to a bunch of brick walls sometimes. Like people, I mean, half the time people don't even care what you have to say. They just want to cause them a little bit of chaos.
Exactly.
Like they don't care.
And at that point, that's where I said before, you're not going to do anything. Back away. You're done.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you say. Like people are they're not going to agree with you or they're not going to like you.
Yeah.
Like you can catch flack for almost anything on the internet. Like you can say, hey, I love everybody, and somebody's like, there's no way you can fucking love everybody. Like, oh, you liked Hitler? It's like, okay, that's obviously not what I meant, but obviously you found a way to get mad about something that you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
People will find a way to get mad at anything.
I had a person fucking on Reddit like a year ago, and he said something really funny, and I said, nice joke, dude. Like, I was being very serious. It was
like,
super funny.
Fuck you. You think you're being sarcastic or whatever.
No. Did you just assume my fucking gender?
Oh!
And
well, how dare you, Dustin?
This big discussion happened. I didn't respond because it wasn't worth my time. This person was literally out was looking for anyone to say anything to jump all over them, because it's probably something in their personal life where they do have that happen. It's like, yeah, well, I can't see your fucking organs, like your sexual organs over the internet. And they got super mad at me. And then there was this giant discussion. Everybody got in this giant argument, calling each other just the worst things. And it came from something so innocent.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know, that's what it seems like, is sometimes it just seems like people want to get mad just for the sake of having something to get mad and complaining about.
yeah.
It's like, what? You don't have to get mad about everything, but it seems like you want to.
Yeah.
Ugh. My God. Okay. We'll have to leave the episode off there. Got kind of caught up in that conversation, so we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.